Kazuhiro Kitase's favorite thing in the world is sleep. He finishes his work on time, doesn't go partying with his coworkers, doesn't get in trouble with his bosses. He saved up his money from his job to buy the best possible bed and trained himself to sleep for 12 hours a night. Doesn't exactly sound like the most interesting protagonist. Until you discover Kazuhiro's secret. Every night when he goes to sleep, he wakes up in a fantasy world. This is his secret, and he's been doing it his whole life. It's the best video game he's ever played. Full immersion, massive sandbox world that he can explore, tons of skills to choose from, everything from new languages and fishing to combat and magic skills are available to him. In fact, recently he's had a chance to hang out with a beautiful elf girl, Maria Bell. All in all, Kazuhiro is quite satisfied with his life. His work isn't too stressful, and he gets to play every night while sleeping. One night, while exploring some ruins with Maria Bell, they discover an archdragon is hidden there in order to lay her eggs. Curiosity overtakes them. This is an extremely rare event. Archdragons only breed every few hundred years, after all. Unfortunately, the dragon, being extremely cranky and cautious of anyone coming near her precious eggs, incinerates them both with a blast of fire. Kazuhiro covers Maria Bell, hoping to at least save her life, but she dies in his arms as well. And then wakes up next to him in Japan. Welcome to Musings by Danon. Today we're going to talk about a delightful light novel series, Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf, by Makishima Suzuki. This one is rather unique in that it's both an isekai series and a reverse isekai series. There are currently 5 volumes available right now on Bookwalker, with volume 6 coming on May 17th. You can find the link to purchase it below. Throughout his entire life, our main character Kazuhiro Kitase thought he was just dreaming of being in another world. Turns out he's been traveling to that world every night when he dreams. Even when he's killed in the other world by monsters, startled elf maidens, or dragons, he wakes up safe in bed. And he can return to this fantasy world just by falling asleep. Now, he can bring food back and forth, but not clothes. So when poor Maria Bell wakes up next to him, she's completely naked. Maria Bell is very confused, having just awoken in a new world. She's even more confused seeing Kazuhito in his adult form. Though he's trained himself to sleep for 12 hours a night, that took a lot of training and doesn't always happen. As such, Kazuhito has spent more time awake than asleep. So even though he's in his mid-20s in Japan, in the fantasy world he's still a young boy, around 14 or so. Being a gentleman, Kazuhito goes and buys her clothing, including a cute slouchy beret to hide her long elf ears. He also calls in to work and lets his boss know he can't come in due to a family emergency. Kazuhito and Maria Bell have a great time exploring the area around his apartment. She's very excited to discover Japanese cuisine, as well as witnessing the cherry blossoms. But she is still not comfortable with the idea of cars. That night, they snuggle in bed and fall asleep, only to find themselves still in the same ruins next to an archdragon and have to figure out a way to escape. If you want to find out how they do that, you'll have to read the series yourself. Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf does a great job of handling the dichotomy between a fantasy adventure story and a cute slice of life story. One chapter, you're worried about our heroes and the dangers they keep facing, and the next, your heart is full from how cute Maria Bell is when she's watching Miyazaki films for the first time. The detail of the writing is fantastic. Enough to paint a picture so that you can see what's happening as you read, but not so much that it gets bogged down, which I found refreshing for a light novel. To be honest, it can be a little difficult to talk about this series. On the one hand, you have this adventure story with exploring ancient ruins, fighting monsters, navigating international politics, going on quests and saving people. But on the other hand, you have these cute little daily life stories about a young girl learning about Japan. But the author balances between the two of them very well. As the series progresses, I'm finding myself enjoying both parts. Fortunately, the switches happen fairly often, so you're never left feeling frustrated by a cliffhanger. With Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf, all the characters are really fun, and the inside jokes they develop with each other feel natural. Kazuhito is accused of having a sleepy face by Maria Bell, and pretty much everyone else he becomes friends with. The curiosity shared between these two as they learn about each other's respective worlds is intoxicating, and you're always wanting to turn the page. I'm very excited for the next book in this series and look forward to being able to read it. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, I'm Danon. Please like and subscribe for more content, and leave a comment if you have suggestions for future videos. Once again, a huge thanks to my editor, Cute Stuff, and I'll see you all again next week.